How's it going, guys? Michael here for another video on World of Warcraft, and I'm continuing my dungeon series, and today we got Eye of Ajara for you in normal mode. So it's the dungeon in Legion that comes right after the Dark Heart Thicket, which I made a video for last time. And since people replied to what I said regarding whether I was going to talk in videos or not, people said I should talk in voiceover, you know, to explain if there's anything that people need to know about bosses or any shortcuts and stuff like that. So that's what I'm gonna do. And in moments where there needs to be talking, I'll cut down the sound and I'll just voice over, and you know, no problem about that. And in other moments where I'm not talking, rather than just keeping the whole video silent, I'll just put the game music back up, and yeah, that's gonna be how these things are gonna work nowadays. If there's anything else I could do to make it a bit better, just don't hesitate in leaving a comment down below. That's what it's for, and hope you enjoyed this video. One thing that I also wanted to say, and you know, which goes back to what I said a long time ago, not too long ago in my previous video, is that I'm getting used to my spells, the way I've placed them, my keybinds, so that should be a bit better to watch rather than just seeing me struggling. Obviously I still have my moments where I do struggle and I think everyone has that because you just don't know, sometimes there's so many mobs in one area and you just keep, and then also your allies are in that same area, you don't know where to click, you know, you just keep clicking your ally or something like that because the auto attack doesn't work properly. So I'm sure we all have those moments, but I mean, it's getting better. It's just, and when I hit those heroic and hopefully one day mythic dungeons, I'll be on point. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah. So as you guys can see right now, I'm facing the first boss in the Eye of Ajara, so Warlord Paryesh. Not too sure how to say his name, but there's nothing too fuzzy about this guy. He just gets a few allies that come and help him, and what he does as well is he impales you with a spear, and so what you gotta do is hide behind someone. So that's a little heads up before. You'll know exactly when he does that. He does it, he targets you, you've got a skull on your head. And I was stupid because I did a previous dungeon before where one of the boss had a similar thing, except you just had to move around, you could avoid it, it was a scythe. But no, his thing, he just throws a spear at you, and you just gotta hide behind something, so there's not much else to it. Apart from that, towards the end of, well, his life, he goes in rage mode, so he just basically hits more. But yeah, that's all you really got to know about that. So yeah, nothing else. That's it for him.
I need to target something first. I'm out of range.
The next boss you meet is Lady Hate Coil. And why did they call her Lady Hate Coil? I mean, is she the only lady or female in that dungeon? I don't get it, but I'd feel pretty bad if that was the only female in my clan. And anyways, about her, so the main thing that she does, which is really annoying, is that she's got one spell where she can, she basically electrifies the water, and you've got to get out, and you see those little sand dunes, sand dunes, you just got to stay on them, make sure you stay on them, and nothing will happen to you. If you don't stay on them, the water will stun you for a couple of seconds. Now, as you guys can see, I failed a lot because I don't know. I'm still getting used. In this video. I'm still getting used to my key buttons. I wanted to do something else, but I misclicked and went on my mount. So that was pretty stupid. But another thing she does is she's got this attack where she blows at you. I'm not too sure how to avoid that, but it doesn't really hit much, and that only hits. She only targets one person, so if she's facing the tank, she'll only hit the people next to the tank. She won't hit anyone who's behind her, you know, something like that. So that's all you got to keep in mind for her.
I need to target something first. I don't have a target.
So next up, not in order, but we decided to do it this way because it was easier for us. We've got Serpent tricks. So the reason this video is twice the speed is because you'll find out in any second now. But this Serpentrix is a bitch of a boss. Not only because he basically vomits acid on the floor and that you're supposed to avoid, but once you deal enough health, it'll run away and it'll spawn two of his heads, that's what they're called. Those are the green little snakes. And yes, as you see over here, I do end up dying, and so does my whole team, because we weren't doing what we were supposed to do, and we also got a lot of attention from other bosses. But we weren't doing what we were supposed to do, and that is when Serpentrix runs away, what you've got to do is focus on those heads, because they actually do end up dealing a lot of damage, especially towards the end, where if you don't kill them, you've got 6 active, which are just constantly hitting you. I managed to pull it off without killing the heads once when I was doing something for the first time, but it didn't happen this time because our team was obviously not as the tank and all that wasn't as good. I don't know, but I'm not gonna blame them because we weren't doing it correctly. So the second time, yes, as you guys can see over here, we were doing it correctly, how we were supposed to be doing it. It runs away, and what we do is we go for the red little pieces of shit over there, take them down really easily. They don't have much HP, so that's why you should take them down. And once that was done, well, we just repeated the same process. And keep in mind, while you're killing those red things, it will go on a freaking rampage and start catapulting acid all over the place. So you definitely still need to keep an eye out for Serpentrix there. But that's about it for that guy. Alright, so next up we got King Deepbeard. So I don't know how to classify this guy, but apart from the fact that you only see his ass half the time. Well, what he does is three big things that he will stomp on you. So that's something that you can't avoid. You'll see the little area marked on the bottom. The next thing he does is, yeah, see that little area over there? The next thing he does is summon those little puddles you see on the floor, so you just gotta try and avoid them as best as you can. I mean, there's really no way I can give you guys more detail, you just gotta avoid those. And the third thing he does is that he transforms you, two random players, into bubbles. So like you got me right there, I'm in a bubble. And what you gotta do is you gotta try to get as much damage done to you as possible, or those are gonna explode. So it should explode on me because I'm stupid and I obviously don't pay attention to what's happening. Oh, never mind. So I did take enough damage in the end, and yeah, the bubble just exploded. So it's what happens is that you're stuck in a bubble, and you've got 20 seconds to get out of it by getting damage dealt to you before it explodes and deals a lot of damage to you. So that's all you gotta look at for him, except for that he's a friendly little guy that just likes twerking a lot. Now, the final boss is the Wrath of Ajara. So after you've killed her 4 disciples, or trying to make her more powerful, but obviously fail because, you know, you've always got to have these fairy tale type of stories in the game where it's just not funny. You face the Wrath of Ajara. So the first thing to look out for are her massive deluges. So those are big damage. Those are big area of effect damages that you see on the floor. So you can always avoid all the damage because you see it coming towards you from a mile away. So, you know, just move out the way. It's really not that big of a deal. Then she's got some not earthquakes. She's got tsunamis. Yeah, tsunamis that just come out of nowhere and just come and hit you. So you can avoid those too, but generally, I mean, if you're doing normal mode, it's not that big of a deal. And yeah, so just a lot of damage to avoid. It becomes really hectic because you also get pushed by some wind. Because yeah, wind is powerful enough to just push you away. And yeah, so when you come across to this boss, generally it's just a free-for-all. That's how I thought it was. Unless you're the tank getting healed by the healer. But that's alright, you know, you're the tank, you're there to be the burden, the guy who just receives all damage. And so yeah, so just do your best to stay alive and make sure you just avoid everything that comes at you as easily as possible. So anyways, that concludes this video for the Eye of Azshara in normal mode. Next video should be the Halls of Valor, or the Trial of Valor, I think. I forgot, the Halls of Valor, I think. But apart from that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to leave a thumbs up.